Good morning, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. My name is Priyanka Das, and welcome to today's segment of Quick Morning, where we delve into the latest news and updates from around the country and across the world to set the tone for your day. From tracking Prime Minister Narendra Modi's three-nations tour to Brazil, Nigeria and Guyana, to a devastating fire accident claiming the lives of 10 infants in Jhansi Medical College. Stay tuned as Republic TV brings you the ground realities of these developments. But that's not all. We'll also be bringing you the latest updates from the realms of business, sports and entertainment in our jam-packed lineup for this morning. So let's kickstart today's Mega News Day here on Republic, as always with a Nation Fest this quick morning. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to embark on an important diplomatic tour of Nigeria, Brazil and Guyana from November 16 to 21st. The visit aims to strengthen India's ties with these nations through strategic dialogues, community engagement and high-level summits. PM Modi's tour will begin in Nigeria, where he will visit from November 16 to 17th at the invitation of the Nigerian president. This will be the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Nigeria in 17 years, highlighting the significance of bilateral relations. During his stay, PM Modi will engage in talks to review and expand the strategic partnership established between India and Nigeria in 2007, as well as address the Indian diaspora to reinforce cultural and economic connections. Next, PM Modi will travel to Rio de Janeiro from November 18 to 19 to participate in the G20 summit hosted by the Brazilian president. On the sidelines of the summit, he is expected to hold bilateral meetings with several global leaders to advance India's diplomatic efforts. The final leg of his tour will take him to Guyana, where he will visit at the invitation of President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. During this visit, PM Modi will hold talks with President Ali, meet senior officials and address both the Guyanese parliament and the Indian diaspora, further strengthening the bonds between the two countries. A devastating fire broke out early Friday in the neonatal intensive care unit of the Jhansi Medical College, claiming the lives of at least 10 infants. The NICU was housing 54 babies at the time, and initial reports indicate that several others sustained critical injuries, with 40% of their bodies burnt. The death toll is expected to rise as the rescue operations continue. The fire reportedly started in an oxygen concentrator, and due to the highly oxygenated environment, the blaze spread rapidly. The district magistrate confirmed the fatalities and described the situation as dire. While officials work to determine the cause, believed to have been electrical short circuit, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath expressed his condolences over the tragedy, instructed authorities to speed up relief efforts and provide medical care to the injured. He also called for a thorough investigation into the incident.
NICU वार्ड में 54 बच्चे भर्ती थे और उसमें अचानक ऑक्सीजन कंसंट्रेटर में आग लग गई, जिसको बुझाने की कोशिशें की गई, लेकिन क्योंकि कमरा पूरा ही हाईली ऑक्सीजनेटेड रहता, क्योंकि सभी बच्चों को ऑक्सीजन चल रहा था, तो आग तुरंत फैल गई। आग तुरंत फैल गई और उस पर जितना कोशिश की गई, जितना हम लोग कर पाए, हमने कोशिश की और उसमें से लगभग ज़्यादातर बच्चों को बाहर निकालिया गया, सकुशल निकाला गया है।
A bike collision in Ghosi's Madhuban turn area triggered a violent clash, leaving two individuals, Sukhnu and Danish, injured. The altercation quickly escalated as locals fought, damaging police vehicles, including one belonging to the ASP. Police, including the circle officer and Kotwal, were injured while attempting to control the situation. Stone pelting also occurred at the nearby community health center. Authorities are investigating the incident, and additional police forces have been deployed to restore order. The injured are receiving treatment at a local hospital.
ये दो बाइकों की टक्कर हुई थी, उसी में विवाद हुआ। विवाद में दोनों पक्षों को कुछ चोट आई और उसके बाद दोनों पक्षों को पुलिस जो है वो भर्ती कराया CSC घोसी में, और वहाँ भी कुछ लोगों ने CSC पे पथराव किया। उसके बाद वहाँ से उनको हटाया गया, तो कुछ लोग उनमें से कुछ लोगों ने आके घोसी में रोड पर जाम लगा दिया।
The Sanatan Nyas Foundation is set to kick off the highly anticipated Sanatan Dharm Parliament on November 16th, following the enthusiastic launch of the Sanatan Yatra. Foundation President Devkinandan Thakur has called on followers of Sanatan Dharma to unite and reaffirm their commitment to the faith. The Sanatan Dharma Parliament will gather a distinguished assembly of saints, spiritual leaders and prominent storytellers. This historic event aims to foster unity among the Sanatanis and address key issues facing the community today, while reaffirming the enduring relevance and timeless values of Sanatan Dharma in modern society.
हमारे नवल किशोरदास जी महाराज हमारे साथ है, उनका पूरा मंडल हमारे साथ है। अखाड़ा परिषद के तमाम साधु संत कल पहुंचने वाले हैं और ये हम सबको ये दर्शाता है कि सनातनियों की पीड़ा जो मन में है वो हम चाहते हैं उस पीड़ा का निवारण हो और 16 को जो सनातन धर्म संसद हो रही है उसके बाद में कोई ऐसा निर्णय निकले जिससे हम सनातनियों का दर्द समाप्त हो, सनातन बोर्ड का निर्माण हो।
Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena on Friday instructed the police commissioner to launch a month-long special drive aimed at identifying illegal immigrants in the city and coordinating further actions with central agencies. Saxena also directed the civic bodies, including the MCD and MDMC, as well as the Delhi Chief Secretary, to remain on alert as these illegal immigrants may attempt to obtain fake citizenship and election identity cards. This move comes as Delhi approaches its assembly elections scheduled for February next year. BJP leaders in Delhi have accused the ruling AAP government of supporting Rohingyas and Bangladeshis living illegally in the city. In response to the LG's statements, the Delhi government, AAP, has criticized the BJP for using the issue of illegal immigration for political leverage. The AAP called for a thorough investigation into the root causes of illegal immigration into India, placing responsibility on Union Home Minister Amit Shah and the Ministry of Home Affairs. The AAP also accused the BJP of hypocrisy, stating that while the party grants citizenship to illegal immigrants, it simultaneously stages investigations for political purposes. The party urged the BJP to stop its dirty politics and end its alleged double standards. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee faced criticism on Friday after making an incorrect statement about India's Olympic achievements, claiming that India has not won gold in the Olympics till date. The comment was made during an event in Jhargram and quickly drew sharp backlash from the opposition. India has in fact won multiple Olympic golds, including Abhinav Bindra's shooting gold in 2008, Neeraj Chopra's javelin gold in 2020 and several gold medals in hockey. BJP leader Shivendu Adhikari condemned Mamata's remarks on Twitter, calling them disgraceful and accusing her of undermining India's accomplishments. He pointed out that she seemed unaware of notable gold medalists like Bindra and Chopra or India's success in hockey, suggesting that her comment was not accidental but part of a pattern of downplaying India's achievements. A fire broke out on Friday evening at the ISKCON Platinum residential building in the Bhopal area of Ahmedabad. At least 12 fire trucks and 50 firefighters were dispatched to the scene and worked to control the blaze. The fire was eventually brought under control by the fire crew. Around 100 residents were evacuated from the building, according to the fire officer. 2 individuals were injured, including a woman who was unconscious and was taken to the hospital for treatment. Locals reported that the fire may have started due to the firecrackers bursting in the building's passage. However, reports stated that the fire actually originated in an electrical duct on the 8th floor and gradually spread to the higher floors.
ISKCON प्लेटिनियम में 8 मंजिल में आग लगा था, एक ब्लॉक के अंदर, उसमें इलेक्ट्रिक डक्ट में आग था। तो 8, 9, 10, 11 वो टोटल 21 फ्लोर है, तो 21 फ्लोर की इलेक्ट्रिक डक्ट में आग लगी थी। तो सभी आदमी घर से बाहर निकल नहीं पाते थे क्योंकि वो डक्ट वहीं था उसी के लिए।
A joint operation by the anti-narcotics agencies resulted in the seizure of approximately 700 kilograms of drugs and the arrest of 8 Iranian nationals from Indian territorial waters of the Gujarat coast on Friday. The Narcotics Control Bureau, or the NCB, announced that the operation, codenamed Sagar Manthan 4, was launched based on intelligence inputs. The Navy identified and intercepted a vessel by deploying its maritime patrol assets. The operation led to the confiscation of around 700 kilograms of methamphetamine in the Indian waters. The operation was a coordinated effort involving the NCB, Navy and Gujarat Police Anti-Terrorist Squad. Union Home Minister Amit Shah praised the operation as a remarkable example of the government's commitment to its vision and the seamless coordination between agencies in achieving the result. Viewers, tracking the top business stories for the day, we bring you the latest updates on India's economic landscape. From Aditya Birla Group owned Ultratech Cement to raise rupees 3,000 crore by issuing non-convertible debentures, and JP Morgan Chase and Company to set up derivative products in India. Stay tuned as we delve into the key highlights shaping the business world today. Amid the exodus of the foreign institutional investors from Indian markets over the past few weeks, Hong Kong-based brokerage firm CLSA has reversed its earlier strategic move and said that it would reverse its tactical allocation in early October, returning to a benchmark on China and 20% overweight on India. Noting that misfortune happens in three, CLSA in its latest note said that India appears as among the least exposed markets to Trump's adverse trade policy. SEBI in a recent study has found that 1 out of the 4 times listed companies end up paying royalty over 20 times of their net profit. In this study, the regulatory body analyzed the royalty payments made by listed companies to their related parties. The sample size of the study was 233 listed companies, and it is based on the annual company level information. During this period, 1,538 instances of royalty payments amounted to less than 5% of their turnover to their RPs during the 10-year period from FY14 to FY23. These companies made royalty payments of rupees 1,335 crore to their RPs. Additionally, 10 companies incurred net losses at least 4 to 5 years while paying royalty amounting to rupees 228 crore to their RPs. Aditya Birla Group owned Ultratech Cement is slated to raise rupees 3,000 crore by issuing non-convertible debentures, the company said on Friday. In an exchange filing, Ultratech Cement said the fundraising will be carried out by issuing 3 lakh NCDs. The scheme was approved by the board of directors of the company in a meeting on November 15th. Earlier this month, Ultratech Cement raised its stake in a company in the Middle East via its subsidiary in the region. The company announced its shareholding in Ras Al Khaimah Company for white cement and construction materials (PSC) to 65.94% with the acquisition of more than 5 crores equity shares representing 11.55% of the share capital of the latter. In the quarterly results announced on October 21st, Ultratech Cement reported profit after tax of rupees 820 crores. The profit dropped against the corresponding quarter in the previous fiscal when the company reported a profit after tax of rupees 1,281 crore. JP Morgan Chase and Company has set up a unit to develop derivative products in India's newest international hub. This venture is one of a kind for any bank and has not been initiated before. The US-based bank will provide support to products and offerings developed in Gujarat's GIFT City. The bank will hire 5 people in the next 12 months to lead the project. It will provide a much-needed support to GIFT City's efforts to position itself as an alternative trading hub to the usual locations of Singapore and Dubai. Moving on to our international segment, where we are tracking the ground pulse of some of the biggest global headlines. Today, we delve into the significant developments from around the world, from diplomatic tensions in the Middle East to commencement of the Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Peru. Stay tuned as we unravel the latest updates shaping the global landscape. Ukraine's Black Sea port city of Odessa was hit by a Russian strike late on Thursday, leaving at least 1 dead and 10 injured. Residential buildings, a medical facility, and churches were damaged as a result of the strike. Odessa's regional governor reported that a central heating pipeline was also damaged. Israel's airstrikes in Iran reported Friday struck and deployed an active nuclear weapons research facility at Parchin last month. The strike, part of a broader operation on October 26, was in retaliation for an earlier Iranian attack on Israel. The airstrikes severely damaged equipment used to design explosives for nuclear devices, significantly hindering Iran's efforts to advance its nuclear weapons research. This report surfaced as the UN nuclear watchdog prepares to vote on censuring Iran for its refusal to cooperate with the international inspectors. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries criticized the nominees chosen by former President Trump's administration, questioning whether they truly reflect the promise of delivering the best administration possible. As Trump claimed on the campaign trail, Jeffries emphasized that the American people have made it clear they want lawmakers to focus on key issues like the economy, border security, and affordable living for everyday Americans. He pointed out that many of the current nominations, including that of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., raise concerns about whether these individuals are the right choice to address the pressing challenges facing the country. Jeffries argued that a focus should be on finding solutions that benefit hardworking Americans, and whether these nominations align with that goal remains a critical question.
To say about all of the nominations that we've seen to date and those that will continue, as well as the daily outrage that will be understandably engendered, not simply over the next few days, next few weeks, but over the next few months and next few years. Former administration and the former president promised on the campaign trail that America would have the best economy.
Representatives from 21 members representing the Pacific Rim kicked off their meeting in Peru on Friday for the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum, the first global summit since U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's victory, featuring several major world leaders. The annual gathering brings together countries and members that jointly account for almost two-thirds of the global GDP and half the world's trade. The confirmed heads of government attending in Lima include outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden, China's President Xi Jinping, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Indonesia's President Prabowo Subianto, Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, and Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. In the summit, President Biden held talks with South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol and Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, focusing on growing concerns over North Korea's expanding military cooperation with Russia and the increasing frequency of North Korean ballistic missile tests. Biden also met Peru's President Dina Boluarte later in the day. Hundreds of hotel workers at the Virgin Hotels Las Vegas went on strike on Friday following a prolonged and highly publicized battle over a new contract. This marks the first open-ended strike in 22 years for the Culinary Workers Union, Nevada's largest labor union, which represents around 60,000 members. The union claims that Virgin Hotels is refusing to offer any wage increases during the first 3 years of the proposed 5-year contract. Earlier this year, workers had staged a 48-hour walkout as negotiations intensified, aiming to pressure Virgin Hotels into agreeing to a 5-year contract with higher wages and better benefits. The strike comes exactly 1 year after a major labor dispute was narrowly avoided when casino workers on the Las Vegas Strip threatened to walk off the job just before the city hosted its inaugural Formula One race. At the time, last-minute agreements were reached, resulting in a 32% pay increase over the contract's duration, including a 10% raise in the first year. 3 of Malcolm X's daughters have filed a $100 million lawsuit accusing several law enforcement agencies of being involved in the civil rights leader's assassination in 1965. The suit, filed Friday in Manhattan Federal Court, names the CIA, FBI, New York Police Department and other agencies. The plaintiffs, including the Malcolm X estate, allege that these agencies were not only aware of the plot to kill Malcolm X, but also played a role in allowing it to happen. Benjamin Crump, the attorney representing the family, stated that the lawsuit aims to hold the particular agencies accountable for the alleged conspiracy in the assassination, asserting that they have gathered evidence to support their claims. 3 men were convicted of crimes in the death, but 2 of them were exonerated in 2021 after investigators took a fresh look at the case and concluded some evidence was shaky and authorities had held back some information. The law enforcement agencies have not yet responded to requests for comment.
Here today officially announced the filing of our $100 million lawsuit against the United States government, the FBI, the CIA, and the NYPD, who we believe all conspired to assassinate Malcolm X.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday commented on German Chancellor Scholz's phone call to Russian President Vladimir Putin. During his video address, the Ukrainian leader described the phone conversation between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Scholz as a Pandora's box and warned that there will be no Minsk III. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz urged Russia to be willing to negotiate with Ukraine in his first call with President Putin in nearly 2 years. The Kremlin responded that Moscow was open to new talks and pointed to Putin's earlier proposal that Kyiv should cede territory and back off its plans to join NATO. Scholz condemned Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine during the call and called on Putin to end it by withdrawing troops that launched a full-scale invasion of the country in February 2022. The conflict has so far reached its 1,000-day mark. Firefighters are making progress against a wildfire burning in the border between New York and New Jersey. Chris Franek, the Assistant Division Fire Warden for the New Jersey Forest Fire Service, provided an update on the ongoing fire situation. He reported that there are still 2,283 acres burning on the New Jersey side, but crews have made significant progress in containing the fire. Starting tomorrow, fire crews will transition to patrol and monitoring status with a few engines deployed each day to keep an eye on the situation. Franek noted that strong north winds are expected to carry smoke into areas such as West Milford, Passaic County, and Ringwood over the next few weeks. He advised residents not to be alarmed if they smell smoke, as it is likely to remain heavy in the air, especially with the higher winds. He explained that this is a normal part of the situation and that smoke and wildfire effects will persist until significant rain or a snowstorm occurs.
Winds are pushing out of the north. We're expecting smoke to impact West Milford and Passaic County and Ringwood over the next few weeks. So don't be surprised if you smell smoke in the air. It's probably going to be pretty heavy over the next few days, especially with the higher winds pushing in. However, again, this is normal. We expected this to be like this, and until we get either a massive snowstorm or a significant rain event, we will be smelling smoke and seeing the effects of the wildfire until that occurs.
Coming up next, we have stories from the action-packed world of sports and entertainment. So sit back and we'll be right with you. All right, viewers, it's time to dive into the world of sports with our segment dedicated to the action-packed highlights and exciting matchups. Today, we bring you the latest updates from the International Cricket Council cancelling the Champions Trophy Tour in POK regions. Stay tuned as we unravel the story from the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Keep listening to All the Buzz right here on our sports segment. After the PCB announced a trophy tour of the ICC Champions Trophy covering the 3 cities of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, the ICC has told the hosts not to go ahead with the tour in the occupied region. Indian tennis player Prajnesh Gunaseswaran announced his retirement from professional tennis. The 35-year-old posted a heartfelt note on social media to make it public. The 35-year-old achieved a career-high ranking of world number 75 in 2019. Ajinkya Rahane will captain Mumbai in the upcoming Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, with Prithvi Shaw making a return to the squad. Tushar Deshpande, recovering from ankle surgery, is expected to rejoin the team for the second leg of the Ranji Trophy. Vivrant Sharma and Abid Mushtaq made contrasting 50s in Jammu and Kashmir's 4-wicket win over Tripura on the third day of their Ranji Trophy Elite Group A match. Chasing 202 for an outright victory, J&K made 204 for 6 to cement their second position in the group. Indian pacer Vesak Vijay Kumar was named in Karnataka's 15-member squad for the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy to be played in Indore from November 23rd to December 5. Vesak missed the last 2 rounds of Ranji Trophy after he was drafted into the India squad. And that's a wrap for today's segment of Quick Morning. Don't go anywhere, viewers, as we'll be right back tracking the top headlines and biggest stories from across the globe, only on Republic TV.